a story of honor and tribute, and it is a story you will only see on News 3. After a year in the making, Madison's first honor flight took off on Saturday.
Yeah, Madison is now the 5th honor flight hub here in Wisconsin. There are 71 hubs in 30 states, and for the past few days, News 3's Angela Bettis has been bringing you the stories from honor flight. She was there in D.C. over the weekend. Tonight she's here with what it takes to run a Badger honor flight. Angela?
And it's a lot of work, especially looking at everything that went into that on Saturday. But it is certainly a lot of work. But honor flight board members and volunteers told me they wouldn't have it any other way. From the coordinated jackets to the chartered flight and buses, veterans on board Badger Honor Flight
Thank you for your service.
were given the royal treatment on Saturday.
I had no idea that people would, standing in the air terminals were so gracious and so warm and friendly.
They're all thanking us, but on the other hand, we thank them too for all they're doing, really.
Dawn Domacy was inspired by her father's Ozaukee County honor flight last year.
This is when we came off.
Because of the long waiting list, Domacy believed Madison needed its own flight for veterans from South Central Wisconsin. So much that she joined the board of directors to make Badger Honor Flight a reality.
It's been a little bit of a roller coaster. We had a little bit of a rough start getting going here. Our first initial meeting was back last May.
Over the past year, she logged more than 1,000 volunteer hours as vice president of logistics, attending to every minute detail, like the number of wheelchairs needed, the police escort, medical help, and of course, the homecoming.
They had no idea this was going to happen, and when they saw it at the top of the stairs, there was a lot of tears flowing already. So it was worth all of it.
To make an honor flight happen, it takes a lot of work. Countless hours by the 8 board members and dozens upon dozens of volunteers at home and in Washington, D.C.
This was the least we could do for them. Absolutely. We'll do it all again. We'll do it again for the next flight and from here on out. Absolutely.
And there couldn't be more grateful recipients than these vets.
So impressed with how people just expressed their thanks so readily, and strangers, I know they weren't from Wisconsin, but walking around here and somebody to come up and shake my hand and thank you, and this is unbelievable. It really makes you feel good.
It's just so great. Thank you so much.
And it takes money. Badger Honor Flight is already beginning the fundraising for a fall flight. They need to raise $100,000. Now, remember, the flights are free for World War II veterans. Now, for more information on the next honor flight, you can go to channel3000.com. We will link you to the Badger Honor Flight page. There's also a place on our site where veterans and the guardians who went with them this weekend can leave comments about their trip and submit photos from there so that we can put together a slideshow for everyone to see.
Every time I see that welcome home on Saturday night, it really gets me. That was such a sight.
Yeah, and when you came down the escalator, if you looked, and you know kind of what the Dane County Regional Airport looks like, about 3/4 of the way down that main part where the ticketing booths are, full of people, 10 people deep on either side.
And you had a beautiful day in D.C., too.
Gorgeous day in D.C., which helped the veterans get around as well. It did get chilly in the afternoon, but it's springtime. But the trees were blossoming. It was bright green grass. It was
Beautiful.
gorgeous.
Such a deserving group. Great story.